Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 3.6 Notes, Day 3. Today we're going to be talking about applications of money and unit rates. Our goal today is to be able to solve application problems involving denominations of money and unit rate. So, before we get started, we are going to be talking about just some basic money applications. Now, a lot of this is talking about nickels and quarters and dimes and pennies, and when you're multiplying a lot of that stuff, you got to use decimals. So when we first start this, we're going to talk about cents, and then we're going to move it to decimals. Okay, so we know that a quarter is 0.25 cents, and we're going to say that that is 25. A dime is going to be 10. A nickel is going to be 5. And then a penny is just 1. So step 1 is we're going to be using that. And then 2, afterwards, we're going to move the decimal 2 places. Okay? So let's look at example number 1. It says if you have 9 nickels, how much money do you have? Well, we just talked about that nickels is 5. You multiply that, that's 45 cents. And if we were to write that using dollars, it's 0.45. Okay? All right, let's try the next one. 5 quarters, 4 dimes, 6 pennies. Okay? So line everything up. We have 5 quarters, 4 dimes, 6 pennies. That equals 125. That equals 40. And that equals 6. See how we lined everything up? Add everything up. And you get 171. That's 171 cents, which is $1.71. Okay? Number 3, you're all on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and let's see how you do. Okay, you had 8 quarters, which is 200, 7 dimes, which is 70, and 5 nickels, which is 25. You add all that up, you get $2.95, which is $2.95. All right, let's move on to the next part. Setting up expressions. Write an expression for the following amounts. Okay, nickel. If you have n nickels, well, a nickel, if we remember, is 5 from up top, but we don't know how many we have, so we would write 5n. Okay, for dimes, we would write 10d. If we're talking about those together, 5 nickels for the how much it costs, and since the dimes are 10 cents, it would be 10d. Okay? Now that sort of thinking is going to help us out when we're setting up these next problems. All right. Anna counts the money in the cash register. There are twice as many dimes as nickels. They're worth a total of $5.25. They want to know how many dimes and how many nickels are in there. So to do this, we need to know what the relationship is of your dimes to nickels. Okay? Now they said there are twice as many dimes as nickels. So our variable, we're just going to use x. So nickels, they don't tell us anything, so nickels are x. The dimes are twice as many, so that means they're 2x. Okay? There's the relationship. Now we have to start putting the value. Okay? The dimes are 10. Nickels are 5. And now we're going to use these guys to solve. So our dimes plus the nickels, that equals 525. And remember that we want no decimals when we're doing this, okay? Just to make things a little easier. Okay, we're going to multiply. Combine your like terms. And now we need to divide. So we get the x by itself, we're dividing by 25. This number is actually on your multiplication chart. So x equals 21. Okay, but what is that? They want to know how many dimes we have and how many nickels. Well, x was your nickels. So you have 21 nickels, you have twice as many dimes, so you got 42. And that's your answer. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this one. It says a collection of coins consists of pennies and quarters. There are 3 times as many pennies as quarters. And we have a total of 840. So let's talk about that relationship again. So we have pennies and quarters. They're telling us that we have 3 times as many pennies as quarters. Okay, so just like the last time. Pennies are 1x and the quarters are worth 25. So we're going to do that same thing. Plus 25x equals 840. All right, so we get 3x plus 25x equals 840. 28x equals 840. So we have to divide. X equals, ooh, no calculators, guys. So to figure this out, we're going to guess and check. Pick a big number. I'm going to start with 20. We don't need to multiply the 0 out because that's all 0. 2 times 8 is 6. Carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4. It's 1, so we get 560. That's close. Let's see if we can get closer. Let's go with 30. We don't have to multiply the 0 out. 3 times 8 is 4. 24. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. And we get 840. So that means x is 30. So x was our quarters. So we have 30 quarters and we have 3 times as many pennies. So that means we have 90. Okay? Alrighty. Let's go ahead and flip it over. Now on the next side, we're talking about unit rates. Unit rate is the rate or cost for one single item. Okay? And not just an item, it's the unit for one thing. In this first example, it's $2.25 for 9 apples. So to figure that out, we would divide. Now, that's hard to reduce that fraction, so we're going to do this long division style. Always bring your decimal straight up. 9 does not go into 2. It goes into 22 2 times. We subtract, bring down the 5. 9 goes into 45 5 times. So it cost a total of 25 cents per apple. All right, let's see if you guys can set up number 8. Let's go through. We're talking about 5 containers of yogurt for $1.80. Go ahead and pause the video and see how you do. Okay, when you divide all of that out, you should get 36 cents per container. All right, so you might be asking yourself, Mr. Grice, why are we doing this? This is a huge pain in the butt. Well, when you're going to grocery stores and stuff like that, if you're doing bargain shopping, you always want to get the best deal. Okay, and to find that out, you need to know what the unit rate is. So here's an example. We got 3 different types of sour cream, and you are going to find the price per ounce for each one of these. Okay, so for each one, you're going to take the price and divide it by the ounces. Okay. Does 9 go into 2? No. Does it go into 27? Yeah, 3 times. Bring the 9 down. 9 goes into 9 1 time. So the moo cow equals 31 cents. Let's do the deans. It's 224, and you're dividing that by 7. 7 does not go into 2, but goes into 22 3 times. Bring down the 4, and it goes into 14 twice. So the deans is 32 cents. So far, the moo cow is the best price. Jewel. 360 divided by 12. 12 does not go into 3, but it goes into 36 3 times. Now you're not done because it says zeros. Does 12 go into 0? No. So joule is, let's rewrite that, is 30 cents per ounce. So the better deal is joule at 30 cents per ounce. Okay? All right, well, that's it for Algebra 2, Chapter 3.6 Notes, Part 3. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself because we would love to help you out. Thanks for watching, guys.